Right, I've got a piece of 2x4, a piece of 6mm MDF, an idea and lots of enthusiasm as always. To make it easier to run through the table saw, I'm just going to split this into 4 pieces. Now this is very important. I'm personally using a 30-degree angle roughly, it doesn't matter exactly. So to keep making cuts after one angle's been cut, to keep it the same, half the angle. So I want 30 degrees on each piece. I will set this to 15 degrees. And then I will have a fence, which I'll show you why, because when they're staggered, they need to be the same distance away. It keeps them all where I need them to be. I'll do one pass with this to see how it goes, and then I can use all the others. I'm all set up. Wear your damn goggles. Let's go. Right, that works. Way too dangerous for my liking. What I think I might do, and don't forget after this, you need to flip it, otherwise it becomes straight. But what I am going to do, I will always line it up with the fence, and then I'll move the fence out of the way, making sure I remember the measurement, and that way I don't have to be worrying about my life. If you don't have a table saw, I thought I'd try it with this. For those of you that don't, same thing. I've set the miter saw now, the chop saw to 15 degrees. Getting too short for me to want to do it safely by hand on the table saw, so I'll quickly do them on here. But after all of that, this is what we have. Now if you know a quicker way, if you can make a jig, but it's still going to be safe for everyone, do share it below. I'm not going to count, or I may do, because I am a bit of a nerd like that. But this is what we needed. Now I'll show you what I'm thinking to do with this before I actually go to the boring bit, which is unfortunately sanding each and every block down. If you take your time and you have a zero clearance fence, you should be able to avoid this. Right, so I'm going to quickly paint this black. That will be normal paint and a roller, and then I'm going to paint a third of these, maybe half of them black, and I'll be using black spray paint just so it's easier. I can get it in one hit, get the edges that I need. I've also got a new mic, so fingers crossed this is a lot better than ever before. Please let me know down in the comments. Right, this is the layout I'm going for. Still random with positioning to some degree, but each row is facing the same way. Now I did have more of a gap on the sides than the top and bottom, so I've cut a few more just to finish this off. To make life easier, to keep my pattern, try to slide this off. Right, this is drying, so that's how it's looking so far. I'm going to put a border on the edge. So I had some scrap which I've cut down into these strips, which should be just enough. Simple frame, if I've got it right, that goes there, that goes there. Please fit in the middle of those. How are we looking? Careful if or when doing this so you don't get splinters. Maybe always use a brush. Right, nearly done. I'm just going to blow this off, all of this dust. I am going to put a coat of oil on here, personal preference, and then put in some of these, 2 of these little DE clips or whatever they were called, and that will be the project done. I'm using boiled linseed oil, always seems to bring through a deep kind of orangey yellow glow. Completely up to you though, you don't have to do this, or you could just spray over it with a varnish, spray varnish or lacquer.